We talked about that in there. A little bit of Michigan, a little bit of Duke and Kansas with those Kansas stagger screens. A little bit of Indiana, with the initial push. They're trying to score quick. If it's not there, then we come back and run their half-court execution.
They got a couple guys with Big Ten experience. How much would that help them that they've played against you guys or they've played in that type of basketball?
Yeah, I hope not much. But I think, from a standpoint of, I don't know if any of our guys on this team have played against those guys. Maybe Matt from Penn State. I'm not exactly sure. But Lucius, he was gone by the time Aaron, Deshaun, and Zell were known.
Pretty unusual to find the nucleus of their team is transfers.
Yeah, it is.
In some ways, the backbone of their.
Yeah, it's
Michigan State, Penn State, Utah.
Yeah,
a number of guys.
Yeah, no, I mean that. Ironically, Iona was kind of that way, but Fred has done a tremendous job of turning that thing around quickly, and he's done it with great players.
Thad, Ravs had a pretty good stretch last night. Block shots, rebounds, dunks, whatever. As you get deeper into the tournament, I mean, he's been kind of an unheralded guy. How important could he be?
Well, I think from the standpoint he's the only senior we have on our team. That's how we want our seniors to play at Ohio State. I really believe this. He's settled into his role, and probably most importantly, he's embracing his role, and that's what we've said all year long. We need from that position an energy guy, a guy that can finish around the basket, a guy that can do multiple things defensively, and Evan's done a great job with that. I love what he gives us when he comes into the basketball game.
Interior defense could be a big factor.
Yeah, it really could. Yeah, because I think that those guys are crafty, they're strong, they finish well around the basket, and the spacing, you put them down there for a second by yourself, and positioning will be huge on the catch, and then we can get support from there.
Coach, do you think your length will give them problems with their three-point shooting?
I hope, and I say that. We've told our guys we're not going to stop them from shooting threes. We're not going to stop them from scoring. But hopefully our quickness and our length can pose a little bit of problem. But they shoot from deep. They shoot them quick, and they run great actions to get into them.
Coach, how do you defend a guy like George Niang? Makes plays easy under the hoop. Gave Notre Dame some trouble yesterday.
Yeah, he's a crafty player. I mean, he's very, very skilled and appears to have a great understanding. I think along those lines, that spacing helps him and gives him room to operate and make decisions.
How do you feel like you guys are playing your best basketball of the season right now?
I think so, which was the design a long time ago. But yeah, I think that from where this team has been, the biggest thing I like is just the consistency that we've played with, night in, night out. I think that we're thinking the game better than we have all season long, which is very, very important to me, just in terms of the intelligence factor. And I think the other thing is this team is as close as it's ever been all season, which is something else as a coach that you look for.
Did you have it in your mind how they would respond? I know you talked to them after that Wisconsin game when they lost by 22. Did you have it in your mind how they would respond, or did you want to see how they might respond?
Well, I wanted to see, and that's where I said, thanks guys. Don't tell me about it, just show me. And I think they've done a pretty decent job with that. But we're at that stage of the season where you got to back it up every time you take the court, or it's over.
The Big Ten tournament showed them film of 15 beating twos in order to kind of get their minds right and taking everybody seriously. But when you look at your own bracket right now, you see that 3, 4, and 5 have already fallen in the West region. How do you kind of keep them at bay from? I mean, obviously it's another reminder, but at the same time too, from looking ahead and thinking this is shaping out well.
Yeah, well, I hope, and I do believe this. I think our guys have kind of adapted my philosophy. Going through the Big Ten season, I could only tell you the next opponent we were playing after a game. I never knew what lied ahead. And I think these guys hopefully understand, and they're smart enough. You don't go to the Final Four and last season, and they knew it was game by game. The fact that those types of things have happened, if we don't play well tomorrow, it's all irrelevant who's beating who, because we're not playing anymore. And I think these guys are mature enough to understand that.